Nightfall in Los Angeles, and with another day of training in the books, Ronda Rousey relaxes at her Venice home with her mom and younger sister. Tonight, her thoughts are far from the octagon, closer instead to Minot, North Dakota, where she grew up with her parents and two older sisters.
Oh, look at this, a book about myself, Ronnie. Oh my gosh,
I don't
how
even remember.
Did you do that?
I don't know.
That's in North Dakota. That's our old house in
I
Minot.
remember that. I remember when you guys put spaghetti on our heads and I was not amused. I was born with the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. It was just blue. They thought I was dead. My mom said it was the only time she saw my dad cry.
I asked the doctor later if she was going to have problems, and they said, well, you know, if she doesn't learn to walk or talk, we'll know. And then she just didn't learn to talk. She was almost 3, and we couldn't understand hardly anything she said.
I just remember being frustrated all the time because I knew what I wanted to say, and I would try to communicate it all the time, and everyone would be like, what?
Oh, she would say something 2 or 3 times, and then she would get upset, and then she would kick you. But you could see her little face. I mean, she was just so trying to get it out, but it didn't make any sense.
My mom was very, very worried. My dad was just like, you know what, Ronnie, she's gonna be the best of them. She's a sleeper, just you watch. She's gonna show all you guys. And he would tell me all the time, like, you're gonna win the Olympics. You're gonna be president. My sisters would translate my gibberish. So they're like, what do you want for a bedtime snack, Ronnie? And I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And my sister would be, oh, she wants chocolate milk and cookies.
Her dad was going to retire, and then he got bored, so he ended up getting a job about 130 miles away, and he would come home on the weekends. And then the speech therapist recommended maybe Ronnie could stay with her dad during the week because that would force her to talk.
My favorite memories of my dad are rock hunting. I wanted to be an archaeologist, and he loved off-roading, so we would go hunting for rocks. Another like really early memory I have of him, there was like this gravel road, and I had like this Barbie car, and the car slipped out from under me, and I went face first into the gravel. And I remember my dad picked me up, and he walked me inside and put me in front of a mirror and made me look at my face. And he was like, look how tough you are, look how tough you are. And I told me I was really tough, and I'm like, bleeding out my butt. And then I eventually stopped crying, and he was like, yeah, look at that. You're the toughest little girl I know. Look at your face. Like, you're so cool. We went sledding one day. I remember seeing him go down the hill and laughing. When he hit the bottom, there was a snowbank, like a log or something that was covered in snow, and he hit it, shooting really fast, and broke his back. They tried putting a metal rod in his back to support his back, and his spine started crumbling away. I remember one day, like, he had mugs. He had a collection of mugs. One day, we grabbed a bunch of them. We were arguing which ones were our favorites, and we went over to him and we were like, Dad, when you die, can I keep this mug? And Jennifer's like, when you die, can I keep this mug? And I remember like his face, like he was mad at us, like he didn't want to talk to us, like there was something off. And like I felt like I was in trouble. I was like, I felt like, oh my, like something I said was wrong, but I didn't understand why. I've always felt so bad for saying that. Like, that mug. The spine was crumbling away from that rod in his back, and they told him that he only had like 2 years to live. And first he would become a paraplegic, and then he'd be a quadriplegic, and then he would die. My dad said that he didn't want the girl's last memories of him to be in a bed with tubes running in and out of him. And so we used to drive out to this pond all the time and go skip rocks and or cattails and push the seeds off, and showed me how to push the seeds off and stuff. And one day he went back out to this pond and he put a hose in the exhaust and looped it back in the car. He turned on the car and he just went to sleep. That was it. I never saw my mother cry before, ever. And she looked at me and Jennifer and sat us down, and she looked at us and she cried and she said, "Your dad went to heaven." And I didn't even question it for a second. Like, I just remember, like, I couldn't feel my legs. I tried to go upstairs and I couldn't feel my legs. And people love to ask me about it all the time because doesn't it make a great story? I feel terrible talking about it. I feel like I'm prostituting his memory for my own career gain, and it makes me feel like a fool.
When you're a kid, you just think your parents are going to live forever. They didn't know how sick he was, and that's one of the things that they've brought up over the years, that, oh, you should have let us know. But Ron said, you know, they're kids. What can they do about it? You know, let them be happy.
Love, love, they say verb, love, they say do. Feathers on my breath.
I think about him all the time. I don't know what he would think now. That's why I always say I hope he would be proud of me, because I don't know. I don't know.